And I think that I know there's a bunch of people who couldn't get on, and I know the time is weird, so sorry. Hey, Wendy, I love your haircut. It's so cute.
Thank you.
It looks perfect. I'm sure you feel so much lighter for summer.
Oh yeah, I totally.
That's awesome. It looks awesome. Are you done with work for the summer then?
I am. I have like 4-H and
all the
fall practices and that kind of stuff. But
I know you still have all your farm life. I guess it's not.
Oh yeah, really gotta love farm life.
Yeah, totally. And I'm sorry, you guys might hear Caleb in the background running around, but
my teenagers.
I know, and hopefully Paisley's sleeping, but she's probably going to wake up too. So we want to talk kind of Shift Shop. I don't know if any of you guys got a chance to watch or listen to the Dream Team recording. We're kind of going to go off of that. So if you guys have more questions, I would definitely watch that if you haven't. And one thing that is changing up a little bit that Monique and I are going to play into, so you guys will see this happen, is the Dream Team that Melanie runs, those Monday night calls. They're actually expanding it to being a lot broader and having different leaders from the teams talk about different issues so that all of us who are a part of it don't have to run our own team calls but can just use that. So we may periodically jump on and do kind of individual ones that really address our team specifically, or if there's things that you guys are needing help with. But we'll kind of move towards this broader one because I think that will help everybody just be on one page, which is awesome. And they have a lot better content than we do to share oftentimes because it's just different perspectives from people in the industry or people who have different thoughts. So we're going to do that. But we're going to jump into the call today and not do a ton of the PowerPoint stuff because we just want to get through and show you guys kind of how to launch because this is so important. And this launch, I guess for everybody, but Erica, this will be your guys' first launch, but it's a big deal in the Beachbody world. So doing it right really, really helps.
And I just going real quick back to the Monday night calls. When that happens, I think she said it's going to happen either end of July or beginning of August, Melanie said. Yeah. But for those of you that don't really care for her calls very frequently, her whole point of doing this is so she doesn't have to do the calls every week. So honestly, I think we're not going to even hear from her a bunch anymore. And then the call, she said, will go directly dive right into whatever the topic is. There won't be any more of the 10 minutes prior with the announcements and all that stuff. So it's just going to be straight up whatever the topic is. So I think it's really good. So make sure if you have coaches or brand new coaches, that's what you prep them for, is being on those calls or following up on those recordings if they can't make them live.
And I know she's going to dive into a lot more specific, or whoever's doing it, Instagram training. It's going to be much more focused on I think really technical things that will be helpful for everybody. So we're not disbanding our team by any means or anything like that, but we were kind of being this will be just less calls for people to be aware of, one big thing that we can all come to, and then when we need to, we can pop on individually. So
yeah.
So Shift Shop, you guys hopefully all know what it is. Yes, but it's coming out in 2 days. I'm so excited. Do you guys have questions on, I guess, starting there, with the program itself? Do you guys feel like you have your head around what it's about, who Chris Downing is, kind of the whole thing there? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's really good because it's actually a lot of the same type of workouts my kid does.
Yeah, football drills.
Yeah, a lot of football based, very, very sports based.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can totally talk that up. So yeah, basically with this launch, it's different than launches they've done in the past. And for those of you who are newer coaches, you may not feel this, but it still is kind of a big deal, is that a lot of our customers already have Beachbody On Demand, right? And so that's what we really want to talk with you guys about, how to strategically use this to not only best help your customers get the best experience, but how do you use something, because in the past, everyone would just buy the DVDs, and that would help your income a lot and volume and all of that. So it's kind of how do you market this when maybe half your base already has it, half the people don't, and all of the kind of that strategy behind it. Yeah. That makes sense. So I think Monique and I haven't, we're just winging this. We've both talked about it separately, but I think we're doing slightly different but similar launch stuff. So I just figured we could kind of screen share and show what we're doing in it and what's working, and then talk through some of the strategic extra add-on pieces. Does that sound good? Monique, you're muted.
I know, I had to find my unmute button. So before we jump into that real quick, I think, should we talk about the fact that we're going to do a team test group?
What?
Our team test group.
Yes. Yes.
So we don't miss that. Just so if you plan on doing, we're going to just do a team test group. No clients, just our own personal group of just us. Like we're going to create a separate group on Facebook. And we'll just do we'll check in there, log in there, talk about how it's working, talk about everything that we need to. But we really want to, Abby and I plan on we're going to do this to a T. We're going to follow the meal plan to a T. We're going to do the workouts to a T, like no missing days, all that stuff to give us really the best transformation that we possibly can share, because doing all of this work right now, you guys, is really, we might get a few sales this month for Shift Shop, right? Like if you promote it well enough, you'll hit Success Club with it. But truly, it's going to lead into August. So you're setting all of this up for August. So it's super important that you follow it and that you really, really do a great job at it so that you can show people, because it's really short. It's only 21 days, right? So it's going to be a really quick transformation. So we're going to do our own just a team test group. It's all downline. So tell your coaches if they're going to do it and commit to it. It's a really solid place for all of us to get together. And then we can all use each other's transformations as our own personal, we did our own test group. We did our own focus group, whatever. So plan for that. We're going to start at the same time on the 24th. It'll just be a completely separate group. If you want to be in that, we would love to have you. You're not required, but it's definitely an option for you to be in there just to kind of share what's going on.
What day did you say you're starting that?
Starting at the 24th, the actual workouts, because we're going to be at Summit. So even though the program's launching on the 12th, like my challenge group, my client one too, I'm going to do preseason on the 17th. That's the Monday I get back, and then start the workouts on the 24th. So you could start your stuff earlier, but that's kind of when, because we're going to be gone. Start. And we're going to, like Monique said, do it to a T. So that includes, obviously, which you guys drink it, but Shakeology and the agility markers, the whole thing. Everybody who, I was on a call the other night, had all of the test group participants in it, and they all swore by the performance line, said it made the hugest difference. So if you haven't tried Energize or Recover, this is a really good opportunity to do that, because you're shocking your body every week because the meal plan and the workouts. So they all had great things. But if you guys have seen the before and after pictures that people are posting, they're crazy. And it is a really short time frame. And everybody who's done it has loved it. And it's been every body type, every fitness level. So I'm super excited. And I think that's something, as you're talking it up, that you'll want to make clear, because I think some people get really intimidated by programs that look intense. So some people kind of steer away from them, but making sure that people know there's modifiers, showing different things. So are we good there? Do you want to jump into stuff, Monique, the actual event prep? Okay, cool. Do you want me to do that, or do you want to start? Okay. So what I've been doing, and I can just screen share with you guys here. Just a sec, let me pull it up. But I have been doing an event, and you guys can do this any way that you want to, honestly. It's your business. You can do, you can do it any ways. But I've been running an event through my page. The reason that I do that is, and I actually haven't done this yet, but you can pay money to boost it so it gets seen by more people. I actually haven't, because I had to pay for Summit, so I don't have a lot of extra room in my budget right now. But then I also tend to keep my business more on the page. I talk about stuff on my page or my personal page all the time, but I'll screen share with you guys. So what I've done, sorry. I'm not even seeing this. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Okay. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
So I've done this group. So I've invited people that I knew would really like this program, and that includes everybody in my current challenge group, stuff like that, because I know that the more people are invited or say they're coming, when they do that, it shows up on their timelines too. And every single day, I give a little descriptor, you guys can totally copy and paste this, but every single day I'm posting in here, because the more you post in your event, the more people see it. So I'm sharing videos from Chris Downing's page about who he is. I'm talking about this one, I do a little live video about things they need. I'm doing before and afters, all of those things. So just talking it up, and that's drumming up interest. And then I'm having everybody fill out a little Google form of why they want to be in the test group, and I email them these specific instructions. And so for me, and this is just what I'm doing in my business for this, and this is what I like to do with launches, I require everybody, unless they're like actually allergic to it, to be on Shakeology, because in a test group or a launch group, you can sell it as that, right? Like it's written to a T. So I'm like, you're only going to be in this group if you're going to actually follow it to a T, because that's the way you're going to get results. That's the program's written. So I'm going to have them all get the agility markers, the whole thing, and kind of do that. So this is how I'm kind of promoting it. But I've been dripping posts throughout. So I did the live video workouts. I've been talking up how it's my postpartum workout. I've been sharing this on my personal page, like kind of just talking about it, a blog post about it. So doing all of that. But like Monique said, this is going to help us in July, but I can guarantee you that even I may get, let's see, I counted last night. I had 9 people last night fill out an application who were not already a customer of mine. So I was like, woohoo, if they all convert, that's awesome. But the more you get results, like as you start doing this program and sharing with your clients and you're just on your personal page, you're going to get people that watch you over the next 3 weeks and join. So I'm going to do round 2 and pull people in for round 2. I'm probably going to do round 3, honestly, and pull people in for that. So it's really important that even though you have this like launch group or you're going to start your first Shift Shop group, that you treat this first couple weeks almost as like a trial period, and know that people are really going to be watching you, and that August maybe where you pick up even more. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I don't know if Monique has things you want to add on that right now.
No, I totally agree with all that. And just to keep in the back of your mind at the same time, Team Cup is in August, and we get to register our team starting in Summit. When we're at Summit, they open the registration. So this is it's like really a big important deal to start talking about this now, because I'm telling you guys, like I hated Country Heat. Was so dumb to me last year because I don't like dance. I don't like dancing. I'm terrible at coordinated dance. I hate it. But I did exactly what Abby is doing right now. I did an event. I talked about it all the time. All of July I was talking, and they set it up the exact same way. They launched it mid-July. And then in August, I had a my biggest month ever. And people all signed up for Country Heat. I had an exclusive test group for Country Heat. Like I got people excited and interested in a country line dancing workout. You know what I mean? So do it, because that's what helps with Team Cup. This is why they do these release programs. They're very strategic for us to help us increase our business. And Team Cup it's going to help you the rest of the year. But income-wise, if income is important to you guys, then you need to make this a priority, because going into August is going to be super big, and that's when you can have a really, really big impact in your own income if you start now. So just keep that in the back of your mind, that we're going to start registering for Team Cup, and then this is going to be a big part of that for us.
And a couple things to be thinking of is, especially with the income piece, is our whole thought process is, obviously we want people to get the best results, truly. And this program is short, it's 3 weeks, but my kind of long-term goal with my customers and what I'm doing is to keep people on Shakeology as long as possible, like to actually have them checking in every day, doing stuff every day, not just for a week and then falling off the wagon. So in my challenge groups and in my personal posts and in my messages to people, I'm really going to be talking up not only the value of that, but also the value of the performance line, or with my customers, the actual like markers, the agility markers, like really trying to get those things, because if you have people who are currently on-demand customers, they're not going to need to buy the program from you, and they're going to want to join your group. So saying, okay, great, do you need a new Shakeology flavor? Or, okay, great, you already have Shakeology. Make sure you get the markers. Or have you tried the performance line? Like, I've heard it's amazing and your muscles are going to be sore from this. This is going to make a huge difference for you. Like, you can kind of upsell a little bit in those things. One, because everybody who's done the actual test group has said this makes the world of difference. But 2, it's going to actually help you with current customers, making sure, 1, that they get the best results possible, but 2, you're able to confidently like actually get income from it. Because it's kind of we're in this weird transitional period with program launches, and that people always just used to buy DVDs, and that's not the case anymore. So the DVDs, and here's something for you guys to know too, as you're kind of thinking of how to make a sale or approach it, is the challenge pack for the actual DVDs, because they still have them, it's Shakeology and Shift Shop. that's the same exact price as on demand through August, because on demand is discounted at $160 and this challenge pack is $160. So if you're torn of like what to recommend to people, I'm still recommending the all access, the on demand, unless someone really doesn't like streaming or doesn't have internet or something, and then it's like, great, do the DVDs. So that's what my approach is. So there's no reason that you can't have people purchasing it now or getting set up for it now or anything like that. And then what I'm doing in my email is saying, including the link to the agility markers and recommending the performance line as well, if they want it.
And then also we'll give you a couple, after this call, we'll post it in the Rising Stars page, but I know Wendy's in it, Erica Matthias is in it, and I'm in it. There's like this random launch group that we joined, like
Nicole, you're in it too, right?
Oh, Nicole's in it, right?
Yeah.
So it's really rad, and I'll post it for anybody else that wants to use it, or if you have coaches that are like, I don't know what to post or not really good at posting. It's a super simple day-by-day guide of exactly what to post. Add your own flavor into it and just post it on your page, like literally copy and kind of like we feed you posts when you're a brand new coach. You could copy and paste it and post it. I mean, at least every day something on your page is about Shift Shop. And that's a really super easy template to use. And she built it for 15 days and it's absolutely free. And like I said, you could just change it up a little, add your own flavor to it, like words that you would typically use, but it's all there. She includes the links to all of the videos, like Abby was saying. So you have resources where you don't have to think about it, copy and paste. And like Abby said, if you want to copy her stuff from her event, that's what I'm doing. I'm copying Abby's stuff from her event. I haven't even done a great job at it, but I have that. I'll post that template for you guys to use if you want to use that. If you're like, this is too much or too overwhelming, or you know, you're like, it's a daunting thing because we're making a big deal out of it. Like, it's very, very simple. You guys just be consistent in posting about it to get the buzz in people, to be the reminder in people's ear. Like, that's what's the biggest deal, I think.
And like what Monique was saying, I was not excited about Country Heat either, honestly, because I'm literally the world's worst dancer. And I had the same thing happen. And what I did is every day after my workout, I would come on and do a live Facebook video and talk about it. Like, and I would share embarrassing videos of me dancing and but every day, and people just got used to expecting it, where I'd be like, here's my Country Heat check-in. Like, here was the funny song or my favorite move, or here's, you know, something I'm learning about being humbled or what my kid made fun of me. Like, and just, again, that can every day showing up. So I would start talking up Shift Shop now if you haven't been. I know some of you guys have, but definitely start it now because it launches on the 12th. So get that momentum going, but then keep it up through August. And one thing, and I shared this with Monique, but this has worked really, really well for me as well. So for those of you who are on Instagram or even Facebook, I just uploaded, I pulled a bunch of Shift Shop transformation pictures. You can find them on Google. Yeah. You can pull them off my post or Monique's post. And I did 3 things. I made 2 albums on Facebook, one on my like page and one on my personal page. And I said the exact same thing in both of them. I was like, I don't ever share my like clients' transformations that are not my own or my own transformation, but I'm so excited about this program. Can't wait for it to launch in 3 days. That's all I posted. And I think I put like, here's the link for more info on my group. Like, it wasn't a long blurb. And then I just made an album of all these transformation pictures. And I had 3 different people message me on Facebook who had never liked anything else that I've posted about it. And they just said like, what's Shift Shop? Give me the info. Because I think some of those transformations are so crazy. So that was really good. And then I did the same thing on Instagram. So I'll show you what the post looks like. And let
me just say, like, Abby, when she's like, go use this because it's getting great traction. So I copied her, I just went in Google and found other transformations. I think we might have a couple of the same ones. I took her verbiage and I changed it up a little bit to suit me, but kept it very simple like she did. And I got same thing. I have 3 people very interested. One is a couple, and from Instagram posting, I have some random girl who was like, I want information. So it's working, you guys.
This is the one, you guys I think can see my screen now. This is my Instagram post. So I actually did a little bit more on Instagram and kind of gave like what they can expect. And I'm actually going to probably redo this post again, because Instagram, you can get away with stuff like that a little bit more. So I kind of say, here's what you can expect. And again, you guys can just steal this. I do not care. And I just did, because if you know on Instagram, you can upload like 10 pictures. So I just pulled a bunch of pictures again and was like, here's the results you can expect. I'm so excited to get you these results and all of that. So that, again, just showing, not just talking up the program, but showing the transformations people have had is really, really helpful, because it gives people confidence when they see somebody who might look like them in one of those transformation things. And so I made sure to kind of include stuff of every body type. There's more guy ones that have come out, so I'm going to actually go back and add more guy ones to the album and things like that. So that's helped a ton as well, just some kind of a practical stuff. So feel free to steal that. Do you guys have questions on this? And you don't have to make an event. I just like to do it because I can invite a ton of people, and then I can actually go through and privately message them of like, hey, I think you might be interested in this program, or, whatever. I want you to know I invited you to this event. Just click attending. There's no pressure, but that'll keep you informed on, all the details. I'm posting them all there, things like that. So it kind of, for me, it feels less like a cold invite because they see they've been invited, and then I can follow up personally with them and kind of tell them why I invited them to that. And then I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do my Shift Shop group in Facebook or the app. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to make a separate group, and as they add in, I'm adding myself. Do you want to kind of explain the Jatana Jackson thing? Because Paisley's crying, so I'm going to go get her real quick.
Yes. So it's I think most of you who have been in like our challenge group sneak peek have seen the Jatana Jackson way. So if you don't know who Jatana Jackson is, she's a coach, and she's been pretty successful. I want to say she's, I don't know, maybe 5-10 star diamond or something like that. If you look her up, her videos are really awesome. She's really known for her. She's really super pretty. She was like Mrs. Virginia, USA or whatever, like one of those things. So she has this really cool, actually, you want to know something? I took that from her. So if you guys saw last night, I've used a lot of stuff that she posted. Last night, I posted just a blurb. There was no picture to it. It said, I'm looking for some people who want to transform. This is what you'll get, like something super simple, right? And I have 2 people who private messaged me. Only like 3 people liked the post. And I want to say like one of them is Abby and one of them is you guys or something. But 2 people private messaged me and was like, hey, I see that you're looking for people for this focus group. What is it about? I want more information. And it says what they're going to get, right? That's what Jatana Jackson does. She puts a feeler post out like that. Remember last month or 2 months ago, I did the one with the hearts, like how many pounds do you want to lose? 5 to 10, 10 to 15, whatever, right? Like I had different colored hearts, and I had almost 100 comments from people who said how much pounds they wanted to lose. Well, this is what Jatana Jackson does. She puts a feeler post like that out every single month, and then she uses all that as a way in, like Abby's saying, to message all those people and say, hey, you said you were interested in this, or you were looking to do this, or whatever it is based on the post. I have this group going. Do you want me to add you? Or she'll just go back and to each comment and say, here, add yourself to this link, add yourself to this group. And that's how we kind of started formatting our challenge group sneak peeks that we do for you guys, right? So then everyone's in this one big pool, and then we give them all the information. And once they get all the information, once they start signing up and enrolling, then we start shouting them out in that page like we've done before, like, hey, welcome to we usually do coach shout outs like welcome to the team. Well, we're like so excited to do this with you. Can't wait to see our transformations, and getting super pumped in the group. So it's called positive peer pressure, because then as people see someone else enrolling, then they'll be like, okay, if she's doing it, like I want to do it too, right? And so you start getting other people enrolling on top of each other. So we're going to do that same exact thing, but with Shift Shop. Like people who are interested only in it, who said yes, like I want more information, we're going to dump them all in like kind of a sneak peek type of group, so we can just give all the information, all the details, all that stuff, and then start that whole positive peer pressure thing. Like that's the Jatana Jackson way. Like that's how she does that same exact format, and that's why we follow that in our challenge group sneak peeks. So we're going to just do the same thing, but Shift Shop focus only.
And I would say like it works when you guys have more than 2 people in an event or a group. So if you are not like right away finding that there's tons of people that, are actually super interested, which I think if you sell it right, there should be lots of people who are, but, teaming up with one another in our team and saying, hey, do you guys want to run something together or something like that, so you guys have some more bodies in your group so it doesn't just feel dead. That's helpful. So, if it's a matter of you guys teaming up together with stuff to figure it out, that's awesome as well. Get her. She's like so
cute.
She's getting so big.
No,
I
know, and her eyes are going bluer and bluer and bluer. Wow. Ben are like, how did we do this? Like, we apparently have the recessive gene. Like,
totally.
Oh.
She's
So cute.
Cheeks.
So do you guys kind of feel like you have a good
dinosaurs like this.
Yeah.
On the wood.
Daddy dinosaur? So cool. Do you guys feel like you have a good sense of kind of what you need to do for the program, like on a technical side of like posts that you need to do and kind of how to sell it and all of that? Like, is there things that would be more helpful to know about the program itself or the types of posts you should be doing right now?
I've been wondering about like the tribe that I attract. Like a lot of them aren't, because I feel like the Shift Shop definitely gets the attraction of people who are kind of already into fitness, if that makes sense. That they, there are definitely people who look at the transformations and go, wow, I want to do that. But then I think as soon as they see anything to do with agility markers and the quick feet or whatever, even if you talk up the modifier, they're like, oh, well, that's for fit people. I mean, and I try to show that, hey, I'm not that person and I'm still doing it. But I find that I drum up a lot less interest when it's, I don't know, like people that I tend to get a lot of interest from seem to be less interested in like the hardcore working out. They find out that, oh yeah, I can do this. They find that out later, but I don't know. So I haven't necessarily gotten I haven't been as consistent either. And so that really could be part of it. But I wondered if, because like with you and Monique, you guys are both, I mean, you look the part already, like if that makes sense.
Totally.
Like,
Well, I would say, I mean, it's totally almost reversed, but a little bit different. Like Country Heat was the thing for me, where I love intense workouts. Like that's what I go to. And so when I was like, I like country music, but nothing about this appeals to me. But I did it anyways. And I think I got people who were intimidated by intense workouts suddenly were like, oh, there's something for me too. So I mean, you might find you might have friends that do like those workouts that maybe don't fit your vibe, but suddenly are like, ooh, this is something I want to do. But I think in your, like when you start doing it and sharing videos, talking it up, sharing I think a big part of what I'm hearing from this program is there's a mental shift that goes on. Like if you've done any Shanti workouts, it's almost like personal development in the program. So take that up and maybe start doing posts about facing fears, getting out of your comfort zone. Like, and so for you, it might be a slower buildup as you do the program. But you can even be like, who wants to get totally out of their comfort zone with me? Like, I'm going to do this. This is, you may look at me and say, this isn't for me, but I'm going to challenge that mold right there. And I'm going to rock this program. Who wants to join me?
Okay. You know what else I would say is the Google for you. Google Shift Shop transformations. Make sure you put transformations on there and go into the Google images and find people that are more like your body type that have, I'm telling you, the transformations are huge. And so post those and say, this is what I'm aiming for. Like these people can do this in 30, 60 days. This is what I'm aiming for. This wants to go with me. So because there are massive transformations, like plus size, that are like insane transformations. And I posted a couple of those in my thing the other day because same like Abby said, like I want to hit all body types. I want everybody to hit it, whether you're super fit or not. It works for everybody. I mean, seriously, look at them because you're going to be blown away by the transformations that have.
Are you going to keep your the event? Is it the event the preview, whatever it is? Are you going to keep that going like all throughout, however many rounds you do?
I'll have to make a new one because you can only make an event. You can only have it go up to 2 weeks long. So I'll have to make. I'll make another like for round 2 or something. So I'll definitely do that again. And I know that I'll have more eyes on me. And so I think for you, like, and even maybe Wendy, you could do the same thing of talking up, like people might not think, I could do this at my age or my size. And I'm going to just challenge that right now. And just like almost call people out on their assumptions about themselves.
Okay, that's smart.
Because they're thinking it.
One other thing that I do and that I did last year with Country Heat is I start using the word, or I start making quotes based on, so like if you post quotes a bunch, like on Instagram, I'm posting a lot of stuff like it says the word shift in it. So it gets that buzzword in people's mind. I'm hashtagging, like today I hashtagged make the shift, and it had nothing to do with Shift Shop. It was just something else. Like I'm making a mental shift. I'm ramping up to make a shift myself. So I just start, it's jab, 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 right hook. You got to just keep jabbing that in there. Use make the shift. I'll like just keep digging that into people's, look for quotes that say like, if you like shift quotes, you know what I mean? Like mental shift quotes, like stuff like that. Start Googling that. You don't have to make up your own. just find images that relate to that word and making a shift in life. And so that it kind of all flows together. And I did the same thing with Country Heat last year. I started actually with Country Heat because it was all music related and country related. I started pulling, they actually had a soundtrack. So I took the soundtrack and I made quotes out of certain lines in the music, and I started posting those. So kind of the same thing, like get people ramped up. So I just think outside of the box. It doesn't necessarily have to be like this hardcore program, everybody needs to do it. You know what I mean? Like, think other ways that you can incorporate it and just start getting those words into people's minds so that when you start posting your workouts, they're going to be like, oh yeah, she was talking about that. She wanted to make this mental shift and do all this stuff.
Talk about your mental shift and not just physical. And Wendy, I think like you have such a fun one with your son being in football. Like, do a video with him where you're like challenging him to the football drills, or like, you know, talk that up of like, hey, football moms, like, you know, you have this really fun edge that none of us do. And I think that's awesome. Like, so take advantage of that. Like, you guys, you can kind of think of what makes you unique and then just blend it in right in there. So.
My things are outside.
I was also looking at Jamie Phelps. I think that's how she pronounces her name. On Facebook, she was part of that challenge group with Shape Shop. I just screwed up the name, but she is. I mean, she's in a big health journey, but she's posting videos of her doing it in her journey, and she's doing it within her kids or her friends' kids and gals that are like ripped like you and Monique, and then you see me in the background and you're like, dang, go girl, you know. So and I think she's pretty open to sharing her, you know, like having us share her pictures of, it doesn't matter what size you are and what stage you are, that she shows a modifier on her page of her doing it with the modified work.
Look at Tulene Emery. Coach Tulene, she is a plus size coach.
Yeah.
She makes no qualms about it, and she focuses her niche on finding plus size challengers.
Nice.
Only. She does not even try to go for regular people. She has a huge following. Like, she's all about the plus size, like all about it, and she has an enormous following. She's a very, very successful coach. She's been coaching for like 5 years, but she embraces the fact that she's plus size and that's her part of her journey and part of her struggle, and that's what she does. But look at her. She spelled it TULINERIE. She's awesome. She's like, you can see, same thing. She does all of her videos, no issues about the fact that she's plus size, actually more in the plus size community. So
I have two things really quick before we get kicked off, because we have a minute left. So if we get kicked off, just click the link and we'll pop back on for like 3 minutes. But two things that are just housekeeping good ideas. With programs like this, ask for referrals. So tell your customers like, hey, if you get someone to join you, like I'm going to give you, you know, I have a referral, but you don't have to figure out what it's going to be. But like I have a referral prize. Or, you know, for previous challengers, be like, hey, I don't know if you've heard about this, but if anyone you know would be interested, like that's one way to connect with people. And then also, this is craziness going on here. I've heard of a coach who ordered it's $13 Energize sampler box, and they sent out a little sample packet of Energize with a handwritten note to their new customers in their challenge groups.
I'm totally doing it.
That will help too.
Also, don't forget to order your markers if you haven't already, the Shift Shop markers, because Abby made a really good point. She saw in another group, but they're, what do you call that? Kind of rubber. You can write on
Silicone?
them. Yeah, silicone. There's silicone, and you can write on them. So you can have your challengers write their goals on them. So when they're them or whatever, like, you can take pictures with the goals, and you know what I mean? Like, you could do a lot of stuff for social media marketing. So make sure that you get those before your challenge group starts.
I'll share that picture in our page so you guys can see what it looks like. So yeah. Anything else before we get cut off? Are you guys good?
I think so.
Awesome. We'll share this stuff